Previously on Turtle Crossing.
We're about to pass under the Burlington Bridge for the last time.
It's like a runway, just freaking go, man.
Yeah.
It's closing a chapter on our life.
It's extremely flat water right now, like just barely a ripple, basically. So as per usual, the weather apps all lie.
Sarah and I were tempted to make the run from Hamilton all the way to Presqu'île Bay like we did last year. Only this time under sail. But we were making 6 knots, but as boats go faster, they get lower in the water. So that's like your hull speed. Like a boat can only go so fast. If you exceed that speed, you sink further and further into the water. So at 6 knots, we sunk below our, we have a few hoses down here. And those are all like in the freeboard, like they're like in the transom, but they're above the waterline. We sunk low, and then some of those fittings that probably haven't been changed in 45 years, they were leaking.
Frenchman's Bay Yacht Club, Frenchman's Bay Yacht Club, Frenchman's Bay Yacht Club. This is Mr. Turtle, Mr. Turtle, Mr. Turtle. Good morning. We have awoken. I'm making some avocado toast currently. We went for a nice little walk to the washrooms just to remind ourselves what the clubhouse looks like here. It's so nice. It's so clean and just really friendly and homey. It's just a very nice club. And nearby there's a trail that takes us to a beach, which also takes us to another trail, which takes us to a conservation area and other beaches.
Peanut butter toast still.
Yeah. So we're gonna go for a walk. We got William's bike and the wagon because I don't know how long he's gonna want to bike for, and we might go for quite a long walk because an hour and a half away there's like a Canadian Tire, some groceries and stuff like that. We are running a little bit low on drinking water, so that might be a good thing to restock on now, although we could restock on that in Coburg. And we need to find a pump, an oil pump, so that if we are making oil, which we haven't checked that yet, eh? If we are still making oil, then we'll need to pump that out a little bit. So let's get out of here first, and we'll get his bike sorted. Oh, what a difference a day makes, eh? So the lake was a lot more agitated than this yesterday. I bet it's cold though. But it looks nice, eh? Nice and clean. Cold. You could swim?
When are you getting out, Will?
Oh!
I'm hungry.
You're hungry already? Are you serious? So I jokingly just called this bridge a bird cage, and really it is.
It's a people cage to keep the birds out.
It's a people cage, yeah. There's a swallow nest in like every single one of those slots there on the bridge. That's pretty cool. I love those little birds. They're so fun.
All of them. All of the lily pads that have ever existed.
So I didn't really film it. I should have, but what goes up must come down. We're talking about how we're gonna get back because the stairs sucked. So we're going to go pick up water. That's what we're doing right now. We're kind of out of drinking water, so we're gonna go pick up water and some groceries. But the trail along the waterfront was perfect actually, because it had ramps and paved sidewalks and all kinds of stuff. But now we're in the like suburb area. They're not so worried about people with wagons or bikes. So we're going to the grocery store, get the water, and then we got to figure out a way to get back to Mr. Turtle, back to the trail we were just on. And I'm hoping we can avoid going up this big hill that we just went down and down the stairs that we climbed up. All right, we might need to organize this part of it. You can't run this whole hill, Christopher. You're gonna be sick. So unfortunately we couldn't avoid going back up this hill that we went down.
Nobody could find her.
Oh, to be a 4-year-old.
Nobody.
Oblivious to
Mom.
the trials of the parents.
Mom,
Yes.
it's
We found the trail again. We had to find a GO station because there's a big train track that runs along, and go down an elevator, underneath and up an elevator, and then back out here.
I was a little bit worried about reading materials because when we were in Hamilton we had a library membership and could get books whenever we wanted for Will and for us. So I stole a bunch of books from my parents before we left. But just walking around Pickering, this is the second book library, like a little free book library that I've seen. So people just have those on their lawns for people to take a book, leave a book. So we found a book for William, I think something about Wendy and Peter. So we have that to read to him later, and next time we see one of those we'll leave a book that we've already finished. So those are very handy. No membership required, which is good for people who have no fixed address.
These bikes coming up. William's getting good with his brakes.
Too good.
Apparently just that. In we go. Daddy did. He pressed some magic buttons and now we're in.
We are torn.
We've returned home. Home again, William.
Home again, home again. Deck.
In addition to provisioning, boat chores and jobs never really end. They are, however, easier when at a dock.
We haven't really been using our tank water for things like coffees and stuff like that. Coffee, noodles, anything in the kettle. But we're going to need to do that now because it's getting to the point where, like, it was a very nice walk today and we enjoyed it, but that's a long way to go to get water, like drinking water. So, and when we get down south, real south, it'll be a lot harder to find. Okay! You heard that. I'm not sure.
I'm working on our foresail, our furler actually. When we were on our way here, we noticed that we couldn't pull our sail up high enough. There was a bit of a bag at the bottom of the sail, so I need to be able to pull up further, but there is no gap. So I'm cutting off a hole and then I'm moving this down so I can pull up a little further. It looks like it's been done in the past. You can see there's a cut here. Ideally I would cut some of this. I don't know why it has to have so much metal there, but this loop is welded, so I could maybe use a shackle, like cut this and use the shackle, but I thought smaller measures would be better, so I'm going to move it up one hole, make my knot a little tighter, and see if that fixes some or all of the bag. Well, almost done, but it's very slow going. You can tell this was cut off with a grinding disc, which would have been very easy. I'm using a handsaw. That's about 40 minutes of work.
It's alright, we got time, sort of.
15-20 minutes to go, and yeah, we don't got a ton of time because we have to run and go get the extractor today, so I'm trying to get this done as quick as possible while there's no wind, because our foresail is just on the front deck there. So I gotta fix this, get it back together, and we gotta go. I'll show you the part that I was just working on, the part that I sawed off. It's right here on the block for the furler. So the problem was we couldn't pull the sail high enough up. So what I've done is try to shorten this band. So I moved it from this hole to make this part shorter, but then that meant that this part here went down too far. So if that goes down too far, it'll hit the sail here. So I had to cut off a little bit of the metal at the bottom so that it wouldn't interfere down there.
Better not perfect?
Perfect.
I was just sitting inside because my feet were sore and William and I were playing I Spy, and then all of a sudden I could see like the masts outside were like completely in a different position than they were when I looked down last. So and Chris hadn't come back for a while, so I was like, what are you doing? So now he's been out here busily turning us sideways in our slip. When we were sailing across Lake Ontario, we got up to 6 knots, a little higher than 6 knots, and the transom was dipping in the water, and so there are some through hulls on the back that don't usually go underwater that were going underwater, and the water was just leaking in, pouring in from one of those through hulls. So I guess Chris is trying to rotate us around, so because we happen to have 2 slips here. He's trying to rotate us around so he can get at the transom and he can put some 4200 on it, and hopefully that'll stop the leaking if we ever get speeds like that again. Can you reach okay? Okay, not well.
We quickly decided that that was not the best way to reach the transom, so I helped Chris move the boat all the way around so that we were pointing out.
Not gonna look good.
It's race night in Frenchman's Bay Yacht Club, and I just kind of was saying to Christopher earlier, let's just take it easy. We just walked over 12 kilometers today. Yesterday we did like 14, 15 kilometers, and let's take a break. Let's relax. We don't always have to be doing stuff. But he's trying to keep William busy and happy, even though William and I were very happy just sitting on the couch and relaxing. So then he talked him into going to the beach. So he had this big like, oh, we'll go to the beach. So we just got him all sunscreened and organized to go to the beach. And then as they were walking down the dock, one of the skippers here chased after Chris and was like, hey, are you free? Because I had mentioned earlier to the Commodore here that we could be available for racing. So they need somebody to race, so now we have to, so now it's like, I already said we were available and I could do it, but I have my own stupid overachieving goals. I decided that I was going to make pizza tonight. I have the ingredients, I'll do it. So I have created dough, but I kind of created a monster, I think. I think I made too much dough. Let me know what you think. Oh my god, it's even bigger than the last time I opened it. I don't know what to do. So now I'm kind of stuck making pizza. Oh, that's killing my head. Sorry, that was hurting me. Now I'm kind of stuck making pizza. So Chris just said to William he would take him to the playground for a little bit. I have to figure out how I'm going to make 12,000 pizzas with this crazy amount of dough that I have. Oh my god. That's so much dough. Okay, I have some ingredients. Oh, I just remembered I have olives. I should put those too. Chris is leaving shortly. I think he's just helping his boat get ready to go. And I have 3 dough babies here. So I'm going to make the pizzas, and then when Chris gets back, he can eat. I'll heat them up again. But I'm glad he's going racing. That'll be fun for him. And it'll be good. William and I can relax a little bit. I think both of us need it, so. Dough baby. I think it's done. Are they making pizzas on your show? That's so funny. All right, I'm taste testing. It's good. It's not the best pizza I've ever eaten. The crust is really, really good, but it's like, I probably should have had more pizza stuff on it, so. I'm pretty happy with it though.
The race was over and we slowly watched the boats parade back in.
I left you?
No, how was the race?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It's a well-rigged CNC. And Daniel,
He's a very important guy, isn't he?
yeah, he's 24, but it just blows my mind away. Like, if he wanted to come along, I would say, yeah, sure, take my...
He has friends, I
Take
don't know,
my bed.
who sailed around the world. He's sailed around the world, I
His
think.
brother's in Mallorca right now. His little brother's in Mallorca as a professional sailor.
Doesn't he know some people who were in the Olympics too?
I'm sure he's that caliber of, like, he organized that whole crew. Like, there's me who's never been on that boat. There's another guy who's brand new.
I think he sent that old guy after you, by the way. Like, I think he was like, go ask that guy to crew with us. So, all day today they've been talking about the storm that's supposed to be coming, that's here. But online, like, there's not really a lot of, like, it says it's still risk of a thunderstorm, which, like, it's like happening right now. It's not a risk of. I think it's about to come over us. I know my dad had some tornado warnings where he lives, and there's been some tornado warnings kind of all across northern Ontario. We're in the south part of Ontario. We were thinking about being out on anchor tonight, but decided to pay for an additional night here at this club. It's only $20, and we wanted to avoid being out on anchor potentially in this. So glad we did. We're amongst other masts, which is good. But we have our alarm set for 4:45 tomorrow, and we have about a 12-hour sail ahead of us. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see if the thunderstorm changes any of that forecast, because sometimes that happens. I'm gonna head in because the cloud is slowly going over my head. Good night. Good morning. It's very early. It's very early, and we're planning on not taking a dock again for a while. At least a week, probably longer. So yesterday I had filled the water tank, but I'm gonna fill it again just a little bit more. Oh, there's a raccoon walking in the water. One sec. Frenchman's Bay is really cool for animal stuff, like animal sightings. It's very natural down here. There's a good amount of forest and swamp and all kinds of stuff.
After staying longer than we'd intended, but thoroughly exploring and enjoying Frenchman's Bay, it was time to head back out onto the lake toward our next stop, Coburg.
You ready for a big sail? Ready when you are.